a sense of community when you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me.
Hello, everyone. With me is my friend, Dr. Carin Bondar. Karen's been here a number of times. I don't even know how many times you've been on my show.
Well, that's because we hang out so often. It's almost like sometimes we decide to record, sometimes we just chit chat.
That's true too. We often chat before the interview starts, and then afterwards we have a whole bunch.
We have good times.
I was thinking afterwards, like sometimes, like we should record the after speak. That's
That's maybe a little saltier than the actual show.
Anyway, one thing I want to ask you about: there's a product, an energy product called Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
Now I know my daughter's told me she's had some of it, and she said it makes her heart start really growing. Now I think, have you done any research on it?
Yeah, so I haven't done the research myself, but what I've been able to do is do research on the research. So there's a lot of really good papers written about this phenomenon. Actually, what your daughter described is actually fairly commonplace. The combination of sugar and caffeine, and there's an amino acid called taurine that is also part of the mix with a lot of these energy drinks. And this combination has actually been shown to really increase heart rate, period, across the board.
Right.
But in perfectly healthy young people, it's actually been shown to give them heart attacks. The incidence is not, sort of ultra common. You're going to see that all the time,
right?
But it's substantial enough for, at least for me, and I would warn other parents too. My children are forbidden from drinking these things. I would also say that that's exactly who they're marketed to, right?
The young people, and you can go in any of the convenient corner store or whatever and buy those drinks, because I've seen them.
Yes.
I've never had one, but I know what coffee itself does to me.
Yes.
The reason why I like to drink it in the mornings because it gets me going, sort of thing, right?
That's such a good point. And it's sort of, this is coffee up a few levels,
right?
Because what we're looking at in each of these drinks is not just, the amount of caffeine that a coffee would have, actually even more caffeine than a coffee would have, but it's in combination with those other ingredients. And I love what you said about the availability at the corner stores and stuff. One of my children, my youngest daughter, actually has a collection of the Monster cans. That's another brand. And she hasn't actually consumed any of them, but the cans themselves were so pretty that she wanted to collect all the colors. And, for me, as I'm in communications, I'm in media, and I'm also in environmental science. And it's like, that's just directly manipulative towards kids.
Of course it is.
I appreciate just, this conversation, because I'm not sure that people are aware of the dangers of these things. They're so readily available. And it's actually something that kind of perplexes me. It's beyond perplexing, frankly. They're available.
So if these things that happen, like this is approved, this is a product that's always approved, right? Like I know in the US it's the FDA. What do we have here? What is it called?
That's right. So we have a similar governing body here in Canada, the Canadian Food and Drug Association. And yes, these are, legally consumable products, but here's the catch. And this is a really big thing. All of those studies have been done on adult bodies, and we haven't considered the extreme aggressive marketing and consumption of these things with our young people. But another trend that's actually really troubling as well is that young people are often encouraged or, showing each other that they mix the drinks with vodka or some other kinds of alcohol. And it becomes, these cocktails of just honestly poison for the body, and the potential for frat parties gone really, really, really bad is totally there. It's
Would you equate that to like a legal type of speed?
Absolutely. Yes, I would. And it's, people are shocked when they hear this information, because you think young people, healthy people, growing bodies. Absolutely. It's almost like giving a dose of a super stimulant like that. And each time one of those drinks is consumed, you have to remember as well, there's an addictive property there too. So the body will be like, wow, I just got this amazing high. I want to feel like that again.
Yeah.
And that's not
Yes.
a cognitive, the kids aren't thinking that, but
Yeah.
their bodies are just craving it again.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, yeah, I feel it's just important for us as, parents and citizens to just have these conversations, make sure that our young people really know about these dangers.
Because I'm sure they don't. I mean, and then once they try it again, like you said, if they're going to get hooked, sorry, my brain's all over the place because I was thinking about like years ago, there would be women could get a diet pill.
Oh,
And
wow.
that,
Okay.
and that became illegal because it was like speed.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It would just take your appetite away.
Yeah, because you're just, you want to do all kinds of things and have all this energy. So, but that became illegal as far as I know, because it was affecting adults.
Wow. And, this is the thing. We have to look at these products that we're putting in our bodies. They are not healthy, natural food items. These are synthetic chemicals that have been maximally designed to stimulate the body. This is not natural food. This is, it's just wrong. It shouldn't be in your body if you want your body to function as nature intended it to function. Yeah.
And as a young person, they're going to look at it as well. If it's sold in the store, if I can go and get it beside my Pepsi or my,
and they can.
Yeah. So then what's the big deal? I would think that's the way a young person's going to think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as a parent, we can just.
I remember when I was young going to school, you used to be able to buy cigarette packages with pretty labeling and stuff.
Mm.
And when I was young, that was when the cigarette packages started going in the direction of, having those images of teeth and lungs and cancers. And it's ridiculous to me that we are still in this mode of let's go ahead and do the action first, and then we'll backpedal and see what the enormous consequences are for people. It's bananas.
What bothers me, one of the things that bothers me too, that the companies that produce these products, whether it's cigarettes, whatever, they know.
Yeah, that's right.
They do their own research, right?
This is about money. And this is what I really struggle with. I struggle with this philosophically, because marketing and aggressive marketing is literally psychological abuse to young people.
Yeah.
If we want to break it down. And so what we have in sort of this free market capitalistic society is all kinds of advertisers, Red Bull, Sure, Coke, and, all kinds of things that are unhealthy for kids. Just basically giving them everything they could possibly ever want at the price of their own health, self-esteem, and well-being. I mean, brains that are strung out on sugar, brains that are strung out on caffeine are not happy functioning brains.
Right.
Like, it's just not rocket science.
Yeah, and again, it made me think of these things. Like we used to have commercials back whenever that were directed towards kids, advertising for toys and whatever, and that was stopped, right? Because they realized a family could afford a television. Yeah, a family might be able to afford a television as a family entertainment thing. That doesn't mean they could buy everything that's advertised. So that became illegal, but somebody had to fight for that.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Why do parents have to fight for these things?
Yeah, to have them taken away. Why are they automatically being sort of given out?
Yeah,
this is a big one for me in that way. I mean, since my kids are growing up now, my youngest one is 11, my oldest one is 18, but anything sort of majorly synthetic is just always something that I urge them to feel caution, to say, what is this foreign substance? Because that's what it is. It's not food, it's not drink, it's chemicals designed to manipulate your body.
And they manipulate the brain, right?
Oh,
it's the brain.
It's brain chemistry. And if you manipulate brain chemistry, the only thing that's going to be as good as that is doing it again. Manipulating your brain chemistry. And that's why addiction happens, because nothing's going to make you feel that good again except that same thing. And it's well known, and your point is well received. Why is it legal?
Currently we have something happening in Chilliwack. We've got a whole plant for Red Bull. Right?
I don't know too much about it other than a news release that came out maybe a couple of months ago that we're getting a factory here.
I was shocked about that because I hadn't heard about it.
No,
until it was a done deal. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm alarmed by that. And
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
certainly sent, I have some questions that I've been asking, and I'm hoping for some answers, I mean, it is what it is. We have to come discuss things. We're adults and we're alive and we live in the same city. So I think it's important to come to the table and have these conversations about, how do we, make this balance of environmental issues, community issues, economic issues, which I recognize are part of any jurisdiction's responsibility, but healthy communities should be first and foremost.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And how to get that message to we shouldn't even have to. It should be automatic. Like the people that running our city, or it's like me as a parent, or you as a parent.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you weren't taking proper care of your kids, you're feeding them whatever junk food or whatever like that. Somebody's going to say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right. It's one of those things where we seem to walk this fine balance between common sense and utter ridiculousness in society. And it's strange. I guess as I get older, I'm kind of I'm more reflective of that, and what will we need to walk through that and to sort of help, I don't know, just do good stuff.
Red Bull. Really, Red
Just
Bull.
don't drink it.
We know you aim your advertising at the young people. And new grocery stores, I've got them up at the front counter, wherever it is you have them.
That's it. And you know what? I thought of one other point that I might mention before we sign off, which is that another thing that these energy drinks do is they sponsor, sports contests, as though they are a legitimate way to increase your performance at a sport. And that for me is just completely hypocritical, because you're utilizing a synthetic addictive substance to increase your performance. And isn't that just the antithesis of healthy, successful activity?
And you're doing that to make you look good. That's all that's for, right? So you can have more sales.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, it really is sad. It really is, No, it's sad, but angry, makes me angry at the same time.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. There's always a lot of competing interests in society. And I mean, I don't doubt that there are, but some things are worth saying.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to end it there, because sometimes I get so angry about things that I have to shut it down.
Let's go have a coffee and talk some more.
Yeah, let's go to the store and buy up all the Red Bull and dump it down the drain. Sorry, peeps, some of you might like them, but I don't think it's a good idea to have, as an adult, what you choose. That's before we shut down. As an adult, what you choose to do, it's different than what your children do, because you're able to see, maybe if you're interested, see what the result is, or how the effect it might have on your body, negative or positive, and you have to wonder about it. But young people don't think that way often.
That's
they
right.
Just do it.
And even having a sign, driving past a sign every day, a couple times a day, it gets it in your mind. Oh, it's here. Oh, it's here. It's just something that we do here. It just makes it socially acceptable.
Right.
And so even a signage is a form of marketing.
Very good. So tell your children, show them the research.
Yeah.
So they can see it for themselves, and try to encourage them not to drink it, because it's just not good.
Just keep it natural.
Keep it natural. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching this show. I hope you enjoyed this talk. It's important that we talk about these things. So
sure is.
I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good day. Take care and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.